Good morning. It's evening on my end. Yeah, so I think we can get started. Okay. So during our last sessions, we were discussing profile optimization part by part. And now it's time to discuss the portfolio optimization, very important part of your Upwork profile. Why is it important in terms of SEO, profile SEO, search engine optimization? As we know, Upwork is a huge search engine itself. So your portfolio optimization really applies to your profile visibility. And the second, last but not least, the credibility you're gaining with your real work, showcasing your real work, your past projects, the related projects that may interest your client to have a look at. So I'll start sharing my screen and let's discuss the uh, several points that I want you to pay attention to when building your portfolio. This is especially important for newbies because you don't have their works completed, you don't have their reviews. So you better show some really quality work there. And it starts with selecting and showing only the best work. So in Upwork portfolio part, it is always quality over quantity. So it is recommended to showcase 5 to 8 top projects rather than dumping their everything, like everything you've done in your entire life. So think about only like very great results, the project that really had an impact. It was a great collaboration. You have something to show, something interesting, something that can grab an attention. And the most important thing, we'll get to this part later in depth, but always keeping in mind that you need to show something relevant to your target audience, to your ideal client. And especially the first 3 portfolio items that they can see on your profile without jumping to the second page of your portfolio are really need to be concentrated on your target audience. For example, if you are targeting like several niches, for example, like healthcare, medical, or SaaS, fintech, your first 3 portfolio items need to target these niches. Okay, so there need to be some projects, real projects, related to these niches, related to these industries. I will get back to this. So directly relevant to your target clients. And in your case, because you are technical professionals, it is very important to show some problem solving, scalability, and technical complexity. Maybe some of you need to like concentrate on other things, but these are the things that technical clients are really looking for nowadays. So they can find many people having the same skills as you, having the same expertise, the same years of experience. So they really want to find someone who is doing a problem solving. So when we were talking about like building your profile description, we were also saying that you need to show that you are solving a painful problem. So your portfolio needs to follow this pattern. So if we're talking, for example, development, let's say you need to put there some real world applications, for example, apps, dashboards, APIs, integrations, infrastructure setups, something that is real, that you can show, you can share, links, a GitHub, something, better. But it really needs to be real, like tangible, okay? And I think in your service category, clients are really sensitive about this. They really want to see some real examples that are somehow related to their project, to their niche, to their industry. Okay. The second thing I recommend that you use case studies, not just screenshots. So you're not just putting there some pictures you took from the final product, for example, you've created, but you're showing what was the goal, what client had as a goal or challenge, your role in the project, the challenges you faced, and the outcome. So this can be for you a structure, actually, like talking about the client goals, your role in the project, the challenges you faced, and the outcome or the solution you give to this project. So you need to highlight the results and impact. And this is a very important part, like speaking about the results. It is always recommended, if you can calculate, if you can have some numbers of what kind of impact your work had on clients' business, I don't know, on clients' life, etc. How your solution made your client's life better, made something easier, faster. And if you could put there some numbers, like you, for example, automated some processes and you increase the efficiency, let's say 60%. And this is usually not an easy thing to do if you do not, especially if you do not work with the client for a very long time and you don't have like much data about their business. So you need to understand that when like building your portfolio, right? When you started your Upwork profile, you are still building your portfolio. You need to have projects to add there. So you need to make sure as much as you can, you communicate with the client to understand the real impact they had with your solution. So if you can like have a talk with them about the results, about the improvements they're getting, even if you finish the project, even if the contract is ended, checking with them from time to time, like just messaging them. I want to know how are things going, what kind of improvements you are seeing. If this is something relevant to you, make sure to keep in touch with the client to actually know what kind of results your work is bringing to their table. If you still do not have the ability to have some real numbers, you can check some researches. Maybe you can include AI to see what kind of, for example, your services can bring what kind of results. For example, like with integrations, with API integrations, how you can improve the process flow of your client in terms of real numbers, in terms of efficiency, the percentages, real percentages. So if you do not have real numbers, you can put there something like, I forgot the word. I mean, maybe average numbers, maybe something more than average, but put their numbers because this really makes your work credible and tangible. So the clients can see what results exactly they can have with you, and they will start seeing you as a business partner rather than someone who is just doing tasks. So again, adding visuals, screenshots. Another great thing, if you can add there some Loom videos. So when they can see there your face and you share your screen and describing the projects, showing some, the work you've done. This is a great portfolio visual as well. And when it comes to portfolio descriptions, you need to make it like scannable using headings, bullet points, short paragraphs so that they can easily see what is this project about. So for example, this structure for a SaaS dashboard API integration. The problem: client wanted to automate data syncing between 3 platforms. The solution: build a Python script using REST APIs and L2 authentication. And the result: automated data sync, reduced manual work by 80% and eliminated errors. So the problem, the solution, and the result. Try to give the portfolio in this structure. Of course, it is. I am for creativeness. So if you can come up with like very creative structure, that is super great. But you can use this structure as a pattern for any portfolio that needs to be brought in a case study format, rather than just putting there some pictures and screenshots, etc. Now, when it comes to project titles, this is very important. Uh, so the titles have the most important part in terms of optimization. And this refers to your profile title and is quite similar with the portfolio title. So they need to be like keyword rich. So again, they need to apply for your profile optimization, and they also need to be descriptive about your project. So without opening, your client needs to understand what kind of project is this. And this is very specific with technical projects, because your clients are usually very interested not just what you built, for example, a web application, but also what framework you're using, what kind of application is that. For example, that is SaaS dashboard. So instead of saying a web application, it is recommended to say, for example, the structure React plus Node.js SaaS dashboard with REST API integration. So it is descriptive and it includes all the relevant keywords for this kind of services, for this niche. How do I know this? I've done lots of research on technical projects. And by saying research, I mean I checked lots of jobs on Upwork posted by technical clients. And these are exactly the keywords they use in the titles of their projects they post on Upwork. So again, keywords and being descriptive about what kind of project is this. Because when your clients sees your portfolio, maybe they're looking for exactly something like that, for a similar project, and they see your portfolio title with this kind of specific terms, and they already know, oh, this guy already completed a similar job. And of course, if you have this clear targeting, you have this ideal client in your mind, and you have several portfolio items for them ready, and they see like several projects completed quite similar to the project they are looking to complete. So they see, okay, this guy has done like lots of similar projects. He has really like an expertise that I'm looking for. And I have to say that many freelancers don't pay attention to this. They're just, very brief with the project titles. But here you also have this 70 characters. So you make sure to use all the characters to cover all the important keywords and to give as much useful information to your client as possible. I want to pause here, guys. And I want to come to your experiences when it comes to posting your portfolio. Okay. I'll stop sharing. Oh, hey guys, didn't see you. Hi, Eduardo Jorge Sol Jurgen. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
It's Jürgen, but yeah, well, no worries.
Jurgen? Oh, okay. Jurgen. Okay. Hey guys. Okay, who wants to show their portfolio so we discuss and analyze the portfolio part by part? Who is the first to begin? Come on, guys. Is it you, Jaime, my friend?
I
Yeah, I can do that. If no one else volunteers, Yeah,
I can share mine since uh, I have it fresh because I was
sure.
working on that.
Sure, let's go,
So,
Paulino.
okay, let me see if I can share my screen. And
Yeah,
I
I
think
allowed
someone.
you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, all right. Um, this is still on track because I'm still applying all your
Mm-hmm.
tips
Mm-hmm.
and tricks that
Yeah.
you give me on Monday. But
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm pretty much um, applying all those tips at least at the first
Mm-hmm.
stages because I'm still need to work on the portfolio and the testimonials. I don't
Yes.
have any yet. I'm still thinking on who, and actually it would be
Mm-hmm.
one of the questions to the community because I still
Yes.
don't know how to face that yet. But we can get to that later on.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um, okay, so basically. Um, uh, this is the last changes that I did. Like you mentioned that we should highlight some portions and the important, um,
Mm-hmm.
let's say, the technologies
Yes.
around of what we can or what I can manage. I mean, make it more you central, not I central. So I tried to apply. So
Mm-hmm.
not sure if another thing that I adjust was what kind of services I can offer, which is
Mm-hmm.
was mentioned there, and I wasn't. It was part of the first version. I mean, it was in the description, but not as clearly as is it is now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is the services that this person can give. So it makes more sense. I feel
Yes. Yeah,
right.
it does.
Um, the other thing was the why choose me, which I was lacking about this. For example, this that I feel that it's an important thing that I can offer to my clients, like my experience
Mm-hmm.
since I've
Yeah.
been in the business for quite some time. Um, Also, the experience highlights, which I was lacking of mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
So I adjust that to make it part of the description.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing was um, the try to make them communicate to me like this, ready to
Yes.
solve your
The
toughest
call
technical
to action.
challenges. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the things that I apply. Another thing was what you just mentioned, the portfolio section,
Mm-hmm.
adding or using the full description and the technologies that I use it as part of the title.
Yes.
Um, I make it part of the description also. And one of the things that I miss was the result, I guess, because I'm just double checking that I don't have a result label here like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is the problem, this is the solution, and the result would be that I think that is also important to be part of the portfolio. But I think I am trying to structure it on the way that you just mentioned. That may give me a little bit more confidence that I'm in the right track. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and also, I know that I just have two projects. I made the same thing here, adding like the technologies used, Blazor and Identity Server for identity user identity managed, um, and included that in the skills and deliverables. It's part of that, um, and basically that's where I'm currently with my portfolio. I know that I still need work on my um, testimonials. I have
Mm-hmm.
no testimonials yet, and that's why was one of my questions. Like, okay, let's say, or I'm talking about with my experience. So I've never performed any freelancing job at all. So
Mhm.
the testimonials would be like core workers in the company that I still working. Uh, how to make it part of the testimonial. So it's okay to have like uh, having a description from someone else that talks about what I have done, for example, the works that I have done and the results maybe. I don't know if that's a good information to share in the testimonials. So that's why I'm asking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing your profile. You definitely did a great job, and I already see the improvements. It is like way easier to scan your profile. So with quick
Okay.
scanning, I can easily see what you offer. What is your advantage here? How can I compare you to another freelancers? Okay, so definitely you did a great job there. And with the portfolio titles, just excellent job. It really gives me the whole information I need, and it really includes the trending keywords in your service category. So that's definitely great. Yeah, about the structure you already mentioned, you could work there like more. You could put there some results, impact, some numbers. So you already know that part. And regarding the testimonials, yes, you can like ask request testimonials from coworkers, colleagues, just anyone who worked with you, who saw you in the process, okay? Who knows your hard skills and soft skills.
Okay.
And what I really recommend, you guide them what they need to include in the testimonial. So
Okay.
it is way better if you write the testimonial or give them a template
Mhm.
so they know what is important to put there. Okay. So definitely your technical skills, but also some soft skills you can show during the process. For example, it is easy for you to work with teams, to collaborate. You like team process because this is very important for technical clients. You need to be like easily integrated into their team, right? Work with them, make it work for them and with them. Okay, so the one important point to add in the testimonial besides your technical expertise.
Okay.
But one thing I also want to add that these testimonials are never like really reviewed in terms of like checking who is this from and if you really work with them or something. Okay, don't tell anyone I said this to you, but you can request a testimonial from anyone. Okay, so you just need to provide their a LinkedIn page and an email address.
Hmm.
So there will be shown just the name and their title, and no one is gonna check this. No one is gonna see this. So what actually you can do is, ask your friends to provide you a couple of testimonials until you get some from clients or colleagues, okay, to
Okay.
accelerate this process. And this usually is taking like normally several weeks, but you can reach out to support so that they manually review it and approve it to make the process quicker. So yes, you definitely can like accelerate this part. This is very important with new profiles.
Okay.
uh, yeah, the competition is like super tough. So yeah, you definitely need like more credibility. It is making your profile complete. Like every action you're taking to make your profile complete, it also applies to the optimization and as a result to your profile visibility. So the more parts you have completed on your profile, the more visible it makes for your profile. Okay, so
Gotcha.
you definitely do everything to complete as many profile parts as possible.
Okay. Thank you.
I,
Thank you.
Okay,
I have one comment
sure.
Yeah.
and experience to share. Paulino, I saw you grow solution architect, but
Hmm.
um, usually what we want to do is to use the exact words that the clients are using. And I am in a
Okay.
similar space. So something that I have noticed. and again, check it again with the jobs posted that you see, but they usually refer to it as solutions architect. Um, and also, instead of C sharp, I have seen that they describe the Google platform. So, for example, in my case, I can actually share my profile.
Mhm.
Uh, Describe myself. I don't know if don't remember if I use solutions architect. But yeah, just the wording, and instead of the language, maybe describe the cloud provider that you're using.
Okay.
Um, yes. Also, related to what you, Lucine, suggested, I did something similar. In my previous job, I usually try to help the junior developers, and I go like above and beyond to enable them.
Mhm.
So I have good relationship with them. So what I did with one of my previous job is to use his work email in the company that I used to working with, and yeah, he just copy and pasted the review that I shared. Uh, that served the same purpose to yeah, be a reference of uh, uh, someone with a corporate email describing or yeah, describing my skills under the best light possible, which today is red.
All right.
um, yes, and also, can I share my profile? Um,
Of course, I enable
okay.
sharing. So please go ahead.
Oh, good. Okay. Have so many screens, but let's go.
As always.
Yeah. Okay. This is client's work, but where? Okay, I will bring my uh, Upwork profile here. Um, good, like, uh, okay. Um, Here. And by the way, my JSS is higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I need to update you on school, but I closed a contract. Took me 2 hours.
Oh,
But yeah, it's
congrats.
here. Um, no, it is not that one. Something related. Okay, it's not there yet, but here it is. Where? Here, this cost optimization analysis. So yeah, it's getting up. Um, okay, so going back to my profile. Uh, Sorry, it's here. I still need to review this, but um, it will be helpful. So during my first weeks in the program, I created a CSV with a lot of the job descriptions. The idea was to see the how the clients describe the problems that they are having. And something that I have noticed is that some of them, like the majority of them, wanted to uh, have me fix an emergency. So they hire someone else and it didn't work out. They have a team with not enough skills for the problem they are having. So that is what drove them to look for me. And they were looking for a sort of remediation. So yeah, that is why I choose those. Some of those. Uh, so for example, here is an emergency, HIPAA compliance healthcare startup. Then there's another one. Um, and yeah, based also on the top performers niche, I kind of copied their structure. And here is, for example, a PDF. Also, I kind of we used AWS examples. So if I go for AWS use cases or success stories, they follow a really specific structure, and they have them by industries. So yeah, just I don't want you to read all of this. Just notice the titles. So there is an overview. There is something about the company, the opportunity, and the solution. Um, so yeah, that is the structure that I copied. It is a PDF. I still need to record the videos uh, or of the walkthrough of the solution, but yeah, that is what I wanted to share. And some of those have a diagram like this. Um, actually, I have a video. Oh, good. I forgot about it. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So that is what I wanted to share.
Can you open the portfolio
The,
item that says 90% faster campaign
oh, yes.
there?
Yeah. And here the wording is not the same, but here I have also diagrams before and after.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a bit
Yeah,
technical,
that's
but
great.
and actually there was one more thing. There in my proposals, for example, where both mitigation S3. No, this is another client here. Urgent authorization bug fix. So following the same logic, when I sent this proposal, they didn't hire me, but I think that I did like sent well the best that I could. Yeah, this is a template. Here I am referencing um, the portfolio item that was created also based um, on the research that I did previously. And this link is not ideal. I still need like the really specific video or something like that. But yeah, I think that this illustrates your point as well. Also, here are the items like emergency. Um, so it is like yeah, putting like all of the pieces of the puzzle together.
Mm-hmm. So you put there a link of your portfolio item, and you did not add it in profile highlights, right? You added another items, correct?
No, it is actually here, but this link is not pointing towards this
Oh,
one. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So you also included there. Okay. All
yeah,
right. This is actually great. Like talking about your relevant experience and also showing portfolio there. That's already a half win.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for
Good.
sharing, Jaime. I want to, you said a very important thing, and I want to expand on that. In case you guys hearing this for the first time, but everything, the keywords and everything, your primary, secondary keywords, you need to take from your client's job post. So you need to talk their language. You are not doing the guesswork. You are just taking the words they use when posting a job. And this is why I like Upwork, because it's you who are reading the job descriptions, and you can really understand what is your client looking for and what language they're talk, what is important to them, what technical skills are important to them, what are the secondary skills that they sound, maybe they do not sound technical, but they are still important for your client to make a decision. Okay, so no guesswork when it comes to profile titles, descriptions, portfolio, everything you take from the job post, from your ideal client's job post, not just any job post, but your ideal client job post. The project that when you are reading, they seem to like a super match, like they're 100% match. You feel like I can win this job. This job was posted just for me, okay? I'm a strong candidate to apply for this job. Take these jobs, preferably like 20 to 30 job posts that sound ideal to you. Extract all the relevant keywords, the expressions, the key phrases you need to bring focus, you need to concentrate on when building your profile. And eventually you do not need to guess, right? You have all the data there to build your profile on. Thanks again, Jaime. I'll continue sharing my screen. And we'll continue. Yeah, from testimonials. Okay, so if you have the ability to add a testimonial or client feedback in your portfolio item, that is a super move on Upwork. Maybe you do not have a testimonial or a review, but you have their like messages. For example, you're talking to them through, let's say, another platform, another way of communication. You don't have a testimonial, but you have some messages that describe your work, describe their like appreciation, describe the outcomes they had working with you. For example, I myself like putting there my clients' messages. Of course, like do not showing their faces and their names to keep this confidential, and to not disclosing them. But I like to show their messages because that's the real thing your potential clients can see, right? You are already working with different people and they're already satisfied with your services, and here are the actual messages. So if you do not have testimonials or reviews you can show, you can just put their messages, and you need to keep this in mind when working on Upwork, because as I said, you are building like more and more portfolio along the way. So you need to make sure you gather all the references, everything that can contribute to your credibility on this platform. And their messages really play a great role. There are some freelancers even, doing this Loom messages and going through their Upwork chat or any other communication means and showing that the client is satisfied, showing their messages. This is another way, but because this can be some, disclose some confidential information, of course, I recommend just doing the screenshots of some parts where the client speaks about the results and the satisfaction they had with you, and just closing some personal information, their photo, etc., not showing that, but actually showing their message.
Sorry, I have something to share as well.
Sure. Yes, please.
Uh, yeah. So, can I share my screen again?
Of course.
Um,
Hold on a sec. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. Can you? No, you cannot see it. I am
Oh,
clicking
yes,
the
I need.
button, but
Yeah, here we
oh,
go.
there it is. Okay. So there is. Well, for this piece of my portfolio, I actually did that. Which one? So what I did is to um, here. Um, well, the actual architecture I kind of replicated, but it is not the same. And also this company, well, I changed the name of a company where I work for the same reason you mentioned. And actually, I added a disclaimer here, or not? Okay, no, it was somewhere else. But yeah, again, it's the same problem is being described, but not the actual company. And there are also screenshots that I do have that are relevant, which is in screenshots. For example, there is a metric that I am a client is tracking, and I just, well, it's quite small, but we are driving this percentage up. Uh, so again, this is meaningful and relevant for the companies, but I am not disclosing like confidential information.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another one that I have hopefully here, yes, this one. Uh, so this I will use for the before and after of a client. This is their AWS cost. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, they're spending a lot. And again, I can share information about the problem that is being solved without disclosing sensitive information. Um, so yeah, that is the example that I wanted to share.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, so Jaime is already doing a great job at keeping the results he owns, which is a great thing to do along the way when you're building your profile and building your portfolio. So you are one of those lucky people to see the results in percentages of your work, the impact you're making. And I guess this is making you every time more and more confident, right?
Yeah, definitely. Now, um, um, confident and also gaining credibility with my clients because there are previous problems that I can reference to. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I'm still facing a lot of problems, but solving each one of them as I face them. But yeah,
Yeah, and these
thanks.
numbers are actually, yeah, thank you as well, Jaime. These numbers are actually more valuable to the client than the years of experience you have in the industry. Of course, we respect people with lots of expertise, but they want to see what kind of impact they can have with you, like working with you, not the years of your experience. So, yeah, great job, Jaime. Thanks for sharing.
Yep.
Okay, let's discuss several parts as well. Okay, so again, we've already talked about this, but again, make everything SEO friendly. Okay, so whatever you're doing, of course, have the strategy first in mind, but whatever you're doing, you make sure everything also has an impact on your profile visibility in terms of optimization. So your keywords and your main keywords especially need to be included in project titles, your role, the descriptions, and skill section. Okay, so you need to make sure you utilize all of these parts for using your keywords. Okay, so in portfolio titles, you can have the deliverable. For example, a product. If you're building a product, let's say SaaS dashboard, the tech stack, the frameworks that you worked in your role, you are bringing the specialty. For example, full stack developer. And this is always a main keyword for full stack developers. In the descriptions, you can already include the specialty, the tech stack, the problem, the solution. Everything needs to be included in the descriptions, and the most important skills, and these are usually the technical skills that you need to include in the skill section. And also remember, always utilize the 5 skill tags available to be added. If you have 4 skill tags there, just go and add one more, okay? Because you are helping the algorithm to understand what are your main skills by adding portfolio skill tags. Okay, so you always make sure whatever space you see there, regardless, it's optional, not optional. Always use all the features, all the spaces that Upwork offers you to fill out. Okay, always think about your profile completeness, and do not ever think about some profile part as like non-important. All parts are important, and all especially if you see that something is limited. For example, in portfolio tags there are like 5 skill tags limited. In all work profile there are 15 skill tags, again limited. So you can already it's logical to understand that these are the most important skills, and the skills help the algorithm to understand what are actually your main skills, because you can have thousands of skills, but what are your main skills? So think about this very carefully. Okay, again, we seen Jaime's examples really related to this, like problem solving, efficiency he's bringing to the table, and he can show numbers of what costs were cut, for how much for these clients. Again, problem solving and efficiency. How are you making your client's life better, easier, faster, etc.? And also, I've already talked about soft skills. You need to make sure you speak about the collaboration and the process, because this actually can make you different from other candidates, because the clients, they just don't just need like the project to be completed. They need it to be completed efficiently, to go with smooth, enjoyable for both sides. They have already teams running, and they are trying to bring someone like outside of their company, and they want someone who is like great at collaboration, great at communication. They know their process, and they stick to their process throughout the whole project, and they can really own the project. So I always used to say, like, you do not act like someone who is doing a task, act like a project owner, a project manager. You have a task, yes, you're doing some task, but own the whole project. Do not ever say like, this part is not mine, this part is like, the team needs to provide this part and they are late providing what I needed. You need to make sure you keep the communication. If someone is late, for example, you required some input, you required feedback. If the input is late, you need to make sure you follow up on your behalf. Okay, so you are not just the one who is like, I'm taking my part and I'm done, so I'm doing my part, etc. No, you're doing follow up when needed. You're asking questions when needed. You are explaining more. You do not want them to rely on assumptions. So act like an owner, and also explain the process and the collaboration, everything about yourself, as someone who actually owns the process, rather than just bringing there your technical skills. The communication, the collaboration, and process actually are most important. I think for me, personally, I think that a real professional is not someone who has like very super technical skills. A real professional is someone who is both professional at his area of expertise, and at the same time in communication, and having a clear process that he sticks to throughout the whole project. And why am I saying this? Because I've did many review analysis. So I've read lots of reviews on Upwork, client reviews on Upwork and on Fiverr as well. So this is a regular thing I'm doing. And what I see is that like 90% of the time, it wasn't about the technical skills. It's more about soft skills. It's more about approach. It's more about caring. It's more about communication gaps. And I've read lots of client communication when working in an agency as a profile manager. So every time we were having a difficult situation, bad reviews, I was reading like the communication from A to Z, from starting from the sales process to like ending the contract. And 99% of the time, it was a communication gap. It was like not reasonable promises from salespeople, or the account managers not reading the whole communication before the contract started, or they did not read the job description. So people relying on assumptions, not asking questions, communication gaps. It was like that all the time. So we've gone from like 76% job success score to straight 100% when we actually worked on the communication. So yeah, like during this experience, and also reading lots of reviews, I can tell that these are the most important things actually. And like imagine a situation like in a very life situation. Okay, you are going to barbershop. You want to have a nice haircut. There are lots of barbershops who can give you a nice haircut. But there is a place where they also give you a nice head massage. I would go to that place, okay? I go wherever they give me a head massage, I'm their client. So this is kind of the same thing. Yeah, quite similar. Okay, and the descriptions, they do not need to be very wordy. They can be concise, but technical, structured with bullet points. Again, remember about quick scan. You don't want to make your client like read a lot, spend lots of time reading. You need to make it easier for them. And again, be specific about the tech, the solutions, and the outcome, and avoid generic phrasing. Avoid sounding like ChatGPT and AI. Of course, this brings efficiency to our lives, but if we need to sound different, we need to like put more effort there. And I really recommend you doing that, especially when you are new on the platform. You really need to bring effort in building your profile and credibility. This was all today, guys. This was all I wanted to share with you. You are welcome to share your screen, share your profile, ask any questions, even if it's not related to portfolio. So please go ahead. Or you can give me a plus in the chat if everything was clear and made sense to you.
I have a question, Lucine. I don't know if you talk about it during the call. I have to drop for a minute. I haven't created many projects or any project independently because I've been working all the time for different companies. A couple of those companies are already closed. They're terminated their operations, and I have the other two companies. Would that be okay or maybe how could I talk about those projects of those companies that are closed right now? Would you
Yes.
recommend that or?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, without disclosing the company name, but actually giving the specifics of their industry, what kind of product you've built, what kind of skills you put there, what kind of solution you give them, and do not showing like exact screenshots, but showing there something related, or maybe you're explaining your process with a presentation with several slides, for example, like Jaime is showing the process. For example, if you cannot show screenshots, you can show the process. Okay, like making
Okay.
some nice presentations. Um, and yes, you can definitely speak about the projects that you've completed, and it doesn't matter that you completed them in a company. You still completed it, you still was part of the project. Even if you did not own the whole project, but you still had a role there, just describe your role in the project.
Nice. Thank you.
Sure.
I do have one example to share regarding that.
Yes.
Uh, it's sorry. So again, going back to the CSV. Okay, let me share again my screen. Where did it go? Can you? No, you cannot see it. Okay, I lost. There it is. The selecting the screen. Yeah, I was sending a cover letter on the side, but let's go back to this. Here I have something like proposals.csv, like that. Yeah. So this is a CSV I made. Again, you don't need to read it. I just have the job information in a comma separated value. So here there are, well, what I was trying to do with this problem, and again, you can have this in text and just read through it. the patterns will come up, will pop up. Like for example, here they are asking for HIPAA, DevOps, AWS. So um, I was in a similar situation because when we have a job, we don't know the code that we produce, and it is behind an NDA. But again, we kind of have the skills. We can make a quick proof of concept or something really basic that illustrates whatever skills we have and that can be helpful for the potential clients. So what I did here was to again take this information and ask GPT what piece of code, what one piece of code can I add to my GitHub that will make me a no-brainer for the client. And what this proposed, and again, I understand this and know how to set it, but like 90% of it was live coded, um, is to add this. Let's go to my GitHub. Um, this piece, no, it is a repository. Um, compliance, no, it is like something like HIPAA or API framework. Yeah, this API integration. Um, so what this code is doing, and again, it is not even an application. It's a collection of the templates for many of the patterns that the client usually asks about. So again, this is like checking the boxes. They're talking about external APIs, about this specific framework, um, Aurora serverless. They were asking about things like Stripe, Docker, and HIPAA SOC 2. So again, this is like a good project filled with a lot of SEO words. And whenever a client asks, for example, for something like the like policies or policy as code. That again, this is really a niche specific thing, but again, in the job description they ask about it. I just reference this or something on my um, portfolio, but the idea is not to have a full public solution, but something like that you can reference and helps the client understand that you have the skills that they need. Um, so yeah, this is the example that I wanted to share.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Jaime. So you are saying that you can show some code, some part of, for example, your GitHub account that you can like disclose. Yeah, like not disclosing everything, but some part of the code you've done there.
Yeah, and actually, this is a fictional project, so there is no client information there. Just
Mm-hmm.
something created to illustrate my skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is great. Thanks for sharing that. All right, guys. Any more questions? All right. Thank you, guys. I had another great evening with you. You have a great day, and I'll see you in a week. Goodbye.
Thanks.
Goodbye,
Bye.
thank you.
Bye, friends.